It's the morning of November 3rd. It's a little bit more foggier than yesterday morning. I did have a buck work right here at 15 yards at first light. I had a button buck just work off, so here in a few minutes I'm gonna throw the horns together and see what happens, because it's pretty foggy. See if something comes in here and checks it out. We had that big brow time buck I called Chuck in here at 4 in the morning. So he's been in here the last 2 nights. I don't think he's that far. So I could be wrong, but I'm gonna throw them together and see what happens. So stay tuned. Alright, what's going on, guys? It is the evening of November 3rd. We're still picking corn around me. I thought this morning would be pretty good, but they moved right at first light. I saw 2. It's the least I've seen so far, and we're 9 sits in for this deer, so only saw 2 this morning. They moved right at first light. I threw the horns together twice and nothing, and I got all kinds of cameras out here, and I didn't get one picture of a deer after 10 o'clock. I sat till 10, so it's 70 degrees now. Evenings have been good, so hopefully they get on their feet. I know some guys around me and some guys I talk to, they've got some big deer moving already during the day. So it's the first time the sun's been out in a couple days too, so we'll see what happens. Alright, what's going on, guys? It is the evening of November 7th, and this is my 12th sitting here after a deer I call Oliveira. He's my number 1, so I haven't really talked about him too much, but I'll talk about him now. We have one encounter with him. We got some bad footage. I had a shot, 40-yard shot through the woods on him, and I wasn't taking that shot. It was going to be bad footage and everything anyway, so we're still in here after him. Another deer that's been in here a little bit more, his name's Chuck. I call him Chuck because he's got a big brow tine that comes out in front of his face. Chuck Liddell, Mohawk, so that's why I call him Chuck. So it'd be kind of cool to get some footage of him and maybe end up killing him, because he's a pretty big deer too. But a deer we haven't seen yet, I've actually seen twice in the hoof, and it was in 2020, was a deer I called Junior. He's the offspring of a deer I killed 3 years ago. We called the Big 6. So I've had 3 years of history with this deer. He's a giant crab claw, 6-point big deer. So that's kind of cool. I started getting pictures of him at 2.5. Last year he was 3.5, and I'm assuming he's 4.5 this year, which is pretty cool. And then a deer we probably have a good chance of seeing tonight. His name's Radio. I had history with him last year. He had a big, messed up, funky looking rack last year, and I don't think he ever got shot. I think he got hit by a car. So in the summertime or the springtime last year. So he grew a normal rack this year. It kind of blades out. It's kind of cool, but he still has that funky walk to him because he pretty much walks on 3 legs. So it's a real big body deer, real cool deer. We might see him tonight. So we're gonna sit in here tight. It's November 7th, so you never know what's gonna happen. Another deer that I've got pictures of one time. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see is a deer I call JJ. He's a big monster, typical. At least he was in Velvet. I'm sure he's a big deer, but it's that time of year where you never know. And there's another deer that I got pictures of last year that's been showing back up here this time of year. I don't know what to name him yet, but I'll put a picture of him on here. But he's just a big young 8-point, just big young 8-point. Good frame on him. So he's been back around in here, which is pretty cool. So we should see something tonight. It should be a good night. So the morning's gonna be even better, but tomorrow morning. But hopefully we can get it in tonight. So stay tuned. Alright, what's going on, guys? It is the evening of November 9th, and this morning was electric. We had radio work around the finger right here and come in. I got to film him for the first time. That was pretty special. Then we had that 9-point come in. Might have had summer pictures of him, but I'm really not too sure. So it was pretty cool seeing that deer. And then I filmed one across the field, and then I didn't film this, but radio came back around and pushed a bunch of does that came in off. And I had a giant come across the field with a doe, and then she ended up running back where she came from. So that was crazy. So this morning was pretty good, so hopefully the evening is a little bit better and we get one down, so stay tuned. morning, guys. It is the morning of November 10th. I got a deer right here in front of me, but it's going to be really good. It's not even 7:20, and I've seen a pile of them, so they're on their feet this morning. So, got a good wind, thermal's rising. So, once the sun wakes them all up, I think it'll be a good morning. I think they'll be on their feet. I haven't seen Oliveira in a couple of days, so I think he's due to get off his doe and come back through here. So, stay tuned, guys. It should be good.